Imagine having a mind that's always racing with thousands of thoughts, almost like trying to keep up with several conversations at once. For people living with ADHD, this scenario is the norm. But what many don't know is that meditation could be the key to relieving this mental overload. You've probably heard that meditation is great for relaxation, but does it actually work for people with ADHD? Most assume it's impossible to quiet the mind, but what if there was a way to make meditation accessible and transformative, even for those who struggle to sit still? The promise here is real: improve your life, calm your mind, and create a mental space of peace and control. Let's demystify this together. Exploring meditation and ADHD. Many people with ADHD have heard about meditation as a path to improve their lives, but let's be real, it's challenging to keep a still mind. The idea of sitting still and emptying your mind might sound like a mission impossible. However, when adapted, meditation can become a powerful ally in calming a restless mind and enhancing focus. It's like adjusting the volume on a static-filled radio. Gradually, you start to hear something clearer, more distinct. Now, imagine that instead of trying to erase thoughts, you observe them passing by, like clouds in the sky. Many who practice this report reduced anxiety and stress, two common companions of ADHD. With guided and adapted practices, a person can reconnect with the present moment and momentarily let go of the mental storm. Observing and not fighting thoughts is what makes meditation for ADHD slightly different from traditional meditation. For those who have never tried, starting can be simple, even fun. Choosing a short guided meditation, maybe 5 minutes, is a good start. Mindfulness practice is one example, allowing you to focus on the present without big commitments. It's like a workout for the brain, teaching it to return to the here and now without resistance. Some people prefer meditating while walking, feeling the wind on their face, or even focusing on the simple act of breathing. This opens the door to other types of meditation, which we'll explore next. Understanding stress levels. For those with ADHD, stress is almost a constant companion, and that's no coincidence. The brain of someone with ADHD is always one step away from overload. Even a small worry can quickly increase stress levels. Imagine the brain as a pressure cooker. Just a spark of tension can make everything bubble over. And that's where meditation steps in as a release valve, offering tools to calm this internal pressure and improve quality of life. Meditation for ADHD can serve as a mental reset button. Each session allows the individual to reduce stress levels, aligning the mind with the present moment. Instead of getting lost in a whirlwind of rapid thoughts, a person finds a quiet space that can make all the difference. With regular practice, many find that daily stress becomes more manageable. Moreover, meditation teaches different reactions to stressful stimuli. Instead of responding with a burst of anxiety, the brain learns to react in a more controlled way. It's like training a new muscle. It takes time, but the results are noticeable. Even in the midst of chaos, meditation creates an emotional anchor, a point of security. This naturally leads to curiosity about the types of meditation that can be explored, something we'll dive into shortly. Different meditation types. When people think of meditation, they often picture sitting cross-legged, trying not to think at all. But for those with ADHD, there are various types of meditation that might fit better. Each type brings a particular benefit, whether it's to improve life or to add calmness to one's routine. One of the most popular is mindfulness meditation, which involves focusing on the present moment. Imagine sitting for a few minutes, simply observing your breath as it comes in and out. It's simple, yet powerful. Another option is moving meditation, which works well for those who find it hard to sit still. This technique includes activities like walking, practicing yoga, or even dancing. The idea is that movement helps channel the energy of ADHD, transforming restlessness into intentional focus. Instead of fighting the need to move, you use it to your advantage. It's like turning a limitation into a tool for self-discovery and focus. Lastly, we have focused meditation, where a person directs their attention to a specific point, such as a candle or a steady sound. This practice is excellent for training the mind to concentrate on something fixed, even if just for a few minutes. Each of these styles allows a person to find an approach that fits their personal rhythm and unique needs. And as focusing becomes a habit, even small daily tasks can turn into meditation opportunities, as we'll see next. Finding focus in small tasks. Focusing on small everyday tasks might seem simple, but for someone with ADHD, this kind of activity transforms into a meditative practice that calms the mind and organizes thoughts. Imagine something like folding clothes or doing the dishes. It may seem trivial, but each movement, each detail, can help the brain concentrate on a single activity, setting aside the whirlwind of thoughts. It's an effective way to improve life through actions that might seem insignificant but make a big impact. These small tasks serve as anchors for the mind. For example, activities like knitting or gardening allow a person to focus on the process, the colors, the sounds, and the textures. Instead of seeing these tasks as chores, we can view them as opportunities to meditate. It's a practice that engages the senses while soothing the brain. Something as simple as walking and paying attention to the movement of your steps can be transformative for ADHD. The habit of focusing on small tasks helps establish a routine that gradually influences other areas of life. The act of concentrating on details allows for a mental break and reduces anxiety. Who would have thought that folding a towel or organizing a workspace could be a powerful way to rebalance? But over time, it becomes a natural way to handle the routine. And when this mindset takes root, we're ready to dive into more practical meditation tips for ADHD. Practical tips for meditation practice. For those with ADHD, the idea of adopting a meditation practice might seem daunting, but the key is to start simple and realistic. Many think meditation has to be done for hours, but really, 5 or 10 minutes can make a huge difference. One example is transcendental meditation, which, though it sounds complex, can be adapted to make the practice practical and accessible. Just a few minutes a day in a quiet place can create a moment of peace and introspection. It's also essential to let go of the myth that you have to stop thinking to meditate. For ADHD, a wandering mind is natural. The goal is simply to return to the chosen point of focus, whether it's breathing or a specific sound. When the mind wanders, which happens to everyone, especially with ADHD, coming back to the present is the real exercise. Each attempt is a small victory, helping reduce stress and improving self-control. Practices like these, when done consistently, help develop a stronger, more organized mental structure. And the best part is that it's not an abrupt change, but a gradual one that transforms the way you handle daily life. The journey of meditation for ADHD, in the end, is less about perfection and more about learning and adapting. With each practice, a person moves closer to a balanced, less stressful life, opening the door to the next discovery of meditation's power. Now that you've discovered practical ways to incorporate meditation into your routine, the question remains, are you ready to give it a try? Have you ever imagined how your life could improve if, instead of getting lost in the whirlwind, you could find balance and peace in small moments? Start by applying these techniques and see the transformations gradually. It's time to take the next step toward changing your life. And share in the comments which meditation technique caught your attention the most. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this and turn on notifications. Together, let's explore strategies for a more focused and peaceful life.